Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're viewing this. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Guys, I got it wrong, right? I got it wrong. I got that. I've been telling you that support line I thought was going to hold, and I got on yesterday before the market or before the daily and weekly close for Bitcoin and crypto. An hour or so before it closed, 2 hours before it closed, and we were hovering right on top of it. And I said I was a little less confident yesterday. Well, sure enough, that lack of confidence was warranted, because as soon as I got off the stream, right, I started seeing the news feed explode with this Celsius news, and to me, that's why we had the big dump. So let's just look at it real quick. So here we were, yep. Yesterday, I think we were hovering right on top of it yesterday when I did my stream. And, I was still saying I thought it was going to hold, but I was less confident. And sure enough, right, we closed below it. And here's why I'm confident that support line was valid, right? Is we closed below it, but then the next day or today, we had that slight wick up right to that support line. You can see that little tail there on that candle, right? See it right there? Wicked right up to that support line, got rejected, and the rest is history. The rest is bad history, right? So, sorry. If you have some sympathy for me, give me some sympathy, please. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, because I haven't gotten it all wrong, and we'll talk about that in a second. I haven't gotten it all wrong, and I'm really happy with one of my second video I did yesterday, because that's turning out a lot better. But anyway, so why did we go down like that? When we lost that support line, if we lost it, I had a feeling we were going to go down quite a bit. But part of it is, the inflation number that came in, but I don't think that's the biggest reason. I think the biggest reason is the Celsius news, right? Because yesterday we were floating right on top of that support line. We were floating right on top of this support line. And then, when I made the video, and then like in the hour or two after I made the video, that Celsius news came out and we closed well below it. And then today it just we got crushed. And so why the Celsius news? And I think this even further bolsters my reason that I've been communicating to you for weeks now, why I choose ADA over Ethereum and Bitcoin, and ADA and Ethereum over Bitcoin. I think what happened with Celsius and Terra Luna before it only bolsters my decision that ADA's number one, Ethereum's number two, both over Bitcoin. But the reason, so Celsius, right? If you're not familiar with Celsius, you can transfer your crypto, Ethereum or Bitcoin, say, to Celsius, lend them your crypto, and they will take that crypto and they will give you a loan that either you can, I don't know, use to do whatever you want with, buy a boat, or you can take that loan and trade on leverage. Don't ever trade on leverage. Don't do it. Hundreds of millions of dollars got taken out in leverage the past 24 hours, I think. Never that crypto you'll never see, those people never see again. Don't trade on leverage. They have more money than you, more time than you, better risk tolerance, higher risk tolerance than you, and better tools than you. You will lose. Don't trade on leverage. I keep doing that. So the news came out and we crashed. Well, we were talking about Celsius. So you can lend your crypto to Celsius and they'll give you a loan for that, or they'll take your crypto and they will lend that crypto to another exchange, and that exchange uses it to trade or lend to somebody else or whatever, right? It's a big game. And this is why this further bolsters my decision to go into Cardano. But so then if you lend it to Celsius, they'll lend it to an exchange, and then that exchange pays them for borrowing the crypto, and then Celsius turns around and pays the person that lent them their crypto a staking reward, right? So that's kind of how it happens. And that's not unusual. It happens across many platforms. You get the staking rewards. Well, the problem is I think Celsius was deeply involved, or I don't know how deeply, they were involved in the Terra Luna disaster a few weeks ago. and lost a lot of money. And then so rumors started floating around that Celsius can't meet their obligations if there's a run and people want to try to take their crypto off. And then, in the days leading up to before yesterday, there was rumors that people weren't able to get their crypto off the exchanges, that they were limiting transfers, limiting withdrawals. And the CEO vehemently denied it. Well, 24 hours after he vehemently denied it, right? They froze it all. They froze everybody. Anyway, I won't go into that. And that's exactly what happened, right? Is there was a run. It's like a run on a bank. Back in the 20s, during the Great Depression, people were worried that they couldn't get their money from the bank, so banks shut down for days on end because they didn't have money. They didn't have the depositors' money to deliver to everybody that wanted their money out. And so people would go and say, "I want my money." Well, they didn't have it. The banks didn't have it, and so the banks had to shut down, and that's where the FDIC insurance comes from, right? Your deposits are insured up to a certain amount in U.S. banks these days, and that's coming to crypto. That something like that is needed in crypto. These exchanges, they'll just lose your crypto if they're not if they're leveraged too much, right? So that's what happened. Is there was a run on Celsius. People went to them and said, "I want my Ethereum. I want it out." Well, all of a sudden, Celsius can't meet their obligations because they've lent out all their crypto to other exchanges, or from what I understand, they have too much Ethereum staked, meaning you can't, once you're staking Ethereum, you can't withdraw it, you can't sell it, you can't transfer it. It's stuck there until Ethereum 2.0 comes out, and so they over leveraged themselves, Celsius, and they couldn't meet their obligations of when people wanted to withdraw their crypto. Well, that sent the market tanking, right? And so the result of that, short term, is the market tanked. Long term is there's going to be a ton of regulations. Like I said, I honestly believe that there's some form of FDIC insurance that is needed in the crypto space. If these exchanges all need to get together, contribute to some sort of fund that says, crypto up to, I don't know, a value of $200,000 is guaranteed by this insurance fund, and that's how it works in the FDIC case, right? These insured depository institutions contribute to a fund that, if for some reason a bank can't meet its obligations, that fund will pay out those obligations on behalf of those member institutions. Something like that is needed. Something like that is going to be coming from the regulators, and obviously it's needed because this disaster that we saw in the last 24 hours here is not a macroeconomic event. This is a self-inflicted crypto event, and regulation is warranted. Regulation is needed, obviously, and so that's the longer term impact, right? Is regulations coming, and crypto, the crypto folks, especially the Bitcoin maxis, will be furious and spreading a bunch of FUD about it, but you did it to yourselves. And that goes into the discussion of why I choose ADA and Ethereum over Bitcoin. Because to me, Bitcoin is, it has its use case, right? That it's a hedge against inflation, or it's a store of value. And you can say that about ADA, and really you can store, or a hedge against inflation. You can say that about a bunch of things. You can say that about collectibles, a watch, or sports cards. I collect sports cards, or cars, or something like that. Or Amazon stock is a hedge against inflation. And in fact, the hedge against inflation hasn't really worked for 7 months, right? Because crypto has just gotten destroyed, and inflation has never been higher. So really, I think you're back to a store of value. It's a store of value. Well, so is ADA, so is Ethereum. So it's got that going for it as well. Really, if you look around crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, why are people investing in Bitcoin? Right? The chart looks like this. Why are people invested in Bitcoin? Why are people buying Bitcoin today? They're not buying it because your money will be, it's a store of value, meaning you're hedging against inflation. So you're whatever you put in today, you'll be able to take out tomorrow. No, people are investing in it to make money, right? They're putting money into Bitcoin specifically because they want a return of 1,000%. They're expecting to go to $1 million or $100,000 or 500,000, whatever. They want a return. It's speculative, and that is why Celsius and Terra Luna got destroyed. Speculation, pure, unadulterated, greedy speculation. That's the only reason those platforms will not exist, and that's why 99% of the people invested in Bitcoin are invested in Bitcoin. Speculation. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's got to be something more. Otherwise, you're going to get things like this. You're going to get greed. Greed is going to take over, and greed is going to send the market crashing. Something other than speculation needs to be your reason for existence, right? And that's why I choose Cardano and Ethereum. Cardano, it's speculative, right? But it has a mission statement to serve the underrepresented, the underappreciated, the lesser to do of the world. So for example, I've talked about on this channel World Mobile, who there are billions of people in the world that don't have access to the internet. World Mobile, on the back of Cardano, is trying to deliver access to all those people that don't have access, and that'll give those people a pathway to getting financial products that don't exist today. Microloans, they can get a loan that they don't have access to today. They could get, they'll be able to get healthcare services. They'll be able to open a business and have the world as their customer, whereas today they might have 10 people in their village as a customer. So getting access to the internet is imperative to improving people's lives who don't have that access now. You don't get the same thing in Bitcoin. You got the speculation. You got that in Cardano too, but you got things like World Mobile. You also have things like smart contracts. I talked about this on my channel before. You can on the blockchain, on Cardano and Ethereum or other similar platforms, right? You can retain your health records and bring them from doctor office to hospital to dentist to wherever. You can carry those with you instead of the cost prohibitive way that we transfer records around today. So what's the use of that, right? Well, in the United States, we can't provide healthcare to all our citizens. It's the only country in the whole world that can't do that. Yet we spend twice as much as most countries per person on healthcare. Well, if you are doing things on a blockchain that are more cost effective, more efficient, better for the patient, better for the provider, right? Save money. I mean, providing universal coverage, first of all, saves more money than the system we got in the United States today. But if you add on top of that the blockchain where you can be more cost effective, more efficient, and provide better care and service, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. That only happens on Cardano and Ethereum. It's not going to happen on Bitcoin. And that's the tip of the iceberg. Those are just the things that we've talked about on this channel before. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So instead of this, right? Instead of this crash, right? All caused by greed, unadulterated speculation. How's Cardano looking? Look at this. How's Cardano looking compared to Bitcoin? Cardano's only down 5%. That's why I'm saying it bolsters my claim. It bolsters my whole investing thesis. I'm speculating on Cardano. I want to make money on Cardano. I want to make money on Ethereum. But I also want to invest in something that's going to make the world a better place. I'm the crypto liberal after all, right? I want to make the world more equal, more just. To battle climate change done on Cardano, not Bitcoin. I also, want to battle wealth inequality You do that through things like World Mobile. You know, Bitcoin talks about, well, yeah, you can invest in Bitcoin and you know, that'll bring more equality. Well, not really, because people that don't have money, if you give them Bitcoin, they're going to spend it. What you do is you build a product on the back of a blockchain that gives those people a way to fish, right? You don't give them the fish, it gives them a way to fish. It gives them a way to open a company and reach billions of other people, where instead of just the 10 people in their village, they can have a company that reaches billions of people just by giving them access to the internet. That is why I choose Cardano and Ethereum over Bitcoin. So how does that mean, right? Every week, we do this experiment, right? Every week, we invest $100. Where am I going? I'm sorry. Where am I going? We invest $100 into each of these 3 cryptos. And I told you by the end of the year, a year from now and 5 years from now, ADA will outperform Ethereum and Bitcoin. And in that same time frame, ADA and Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin. Well, look at that. Look at ADA is crushing them both right now. And that all goes back to my most bullish chart in crypto. So are we done with Bitcoin, right? Well, maybe we touch on it to end the stream here. But look at the most bullish chart in crypto. I told you about this like 2 weeks ago now. It's the ADA BTC chart on Coinbase. And we're looking at the weekly. Look at this. This is so beautiful. Wait till my lines come. Like, look at this. So I told you about this when one ADA was about 0.000019 Bitcoin, right? And so last week we had a good little run. We went up here, came back down. But look at this yesterday. So this new weekly candle that opened. Yesterday we came down, we wicked down. Look at that, right to the resistance line. Now support. And when I saw that and we started to go back up, I put out a stream yesterday that I pretty much cashed out all my Bitcoin and put it into ADA mostly and a little bit of Ethereum. We'll talk about Ethereum in a second. But look at this. How bullish is this, right? So I'm so much ADA right now at 0.000019 Bitcoin. And I told you, I'm waiting till it gets up here, around 0.00006 Bitcoin. And it's not going to happen tomorrow, not going to happen next week, not going to happen next month. It's a long-term trade. Like I said, play the long-term trends. But it's going to happen, in my opinion. It's going to happen. Not financial advice, but I think it's going to happen. And if your goal is to get more sats, right? Your whole goal is to get more sats? Well, you should look at that most bullish chart in crypto. Because let's say you just put 2 Bitcoin. You take 2 Bitcoin and you put it into ADA at where I put it in, right? At 0.00002 Bitcoin. And it goes up to 0.00006. That 2 Bitcoin all of a sudden becomes 6 Bitcoin, right? 6. So that's why I'm investing in ADA. I got the speculation, but I'm also contributing to investing in something that's changing the world. So let's look at Ethereum real quick, because I also put money into Ethereum. Whoops, I always do that, sorry. So I'm gonna go here, ETH, BTC, and again, we're going to look at the Coinbase chart. So I showed you this chart for the first time yesterday. Oh, did I pass it? Where's Coinbase? There it is. Okay. And I'm making money in this one now too. Nice. So, Al, look at that. I told you right here, right at the bottom of this support line that goes back like a year, maybe not quite a year, like 10 months or something, right? Look at that. That's perfect. And now we wicked down below it today. So I was down in my investment today, but at 0.052 Bitcoin, I put it into Ethereum here. And look at it, right now we're at 0.05283. It was down on it earlier today, but now we're back above that support line. This is the weekly again. So we have an entire week to close above it. Wasn't worried when I saw it below it today. But look at that. What am I telling you? Those are the 2 most bullish charts in crypto. I'm telling you, I'm so pumped right now, because those are going to totally outperform Bitcoin by the end of the year, a year from now, and 5 years from now. If you appreciate that, if you appreciate those most bullish charts in crypto, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a follow, because, well, I got the support line of Bitcoin wrong, and I'm not quite sure where it's going in the short term. I know it's going to go up in the long term. So far, I'll say so far, I'm getting those 2 charts right? And I brought them to you at the perfect time, the perfect perfect time so far. We'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong in the end. I was wrong on that support line in Bitcoin. Maybe I'll be wrong on this in the end, but I don't think it will. And so far, I pretty much exactly called the bottom on each. So give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me some love, give me a comment. Sorry I got that support line wrong. I didn't see the whole debacle coming with first Terra Luna. And my support line held through that. Even though we wicked a long way below it, my support line held through that. I just couldn't hold through the Celsius debacle. The pure, unadulterated greed and speculation that is Bitcoin, without the underlying mission statement to connect the world, make the world a fair, more just, equal place, that's bound to happen. That's why I choose Cardano and Ethereum over Bitcoin. So if you appreciate this, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me some love, give me a comment. Let's do this, right? Because it's got to only be up from here, right? I hope. Anyway, I love you all. Thanks for watching. Let's share this journey together. Let's get after it. Don't give up. Don't trade on leverage. Don't give up. Stay with me on this journey because it's gonna be a great one. That's all I have. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Have a great weekend. Love and peace.